What are you doing, pal? You playing in the water? Oh, an essential ingredient. Alright, pal, have fun playing in the water with your bottle. Love you. Man, it is so cold. I don't like it. But at least the mountains are beautiful. So October 2016, our son was born, and he struggled to breathe, and we found out that he had sustained an injury called hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, HIE, which basically means that he had a brain injury due to asphyxiation. And so they told us that he would need to be hypothermically cooled, and that we probably would lose him. So he was in the NICU for 30 days, and he was on this oscillating ventilator, and it was really just a super nightmare. And so eventually he got out, and it was all good, right? Well, then he started having seizures, like 50 seizures a day, which, God, that was rough seeing him go through that. But we got through that as well. And keep in mind, all the while, I'm like in my business. I'm working like 90-hour weeks, and I'm just trying to plug along and stay positive. So they've given us kind of mixed, I don't know, diagnoses about how his life is going to be moving forward. And they are pretty sure that so he has a traumatic brain injury, right? So TBI is what they call it. And it's not autism, but it could be worse than autism, and it's, they just don't know what to do. Pediatric neurology has a long way to go, even though it's 2018, almost 2019. So we've been giving him all this therapy and stuff, and his occupational therapist told us yesterday that he's pretty bad. He has a few special needs that are that will probably last his whole life, and he might have to live with us. And so we have to set up this, we have another bedroom that we're not really using. It's kind of a toy room, so we have to set it up as a full therapy room with all kinds of toys and puzzles and a trampoline and this magnet board with all these gears on it. It's kind of gnarly. And my wife delivered the news to me that it was going to be, we're going to have to pay all this money to set up this room, and that it was going to be really hard, that he's, we pretty much got the final word that we really do have a special needs little boy. I think we've been denying it up to this point, and now it's, we can't hide from the reality. So that sucks. But at the end of the day, life kind of sucks. You get punched in the stomach fairly often, and it hurts. And our response to it is what is going to define who we are, right? And how we move forward with our lives. And so, of course, when hard things happen to you, get a little pissed off. You have a right to get pissed off, and you can swing your fists, and you can yell at nothing, so long as you don't actually hit anybody and that you don't actually yell at anybody. We found that there's no point in denying the reality that things are hard. And so I guess in context, right? This whole page is about business and about entrepreneurship. And so two things, right? When horrible crap happens to you, just accept that it happened. Accept the reality that your life sucks and you are average, and move forward, right? And the second thing is to make sure that whenever you're in your business, to, like, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, or even your relationships with your family and friends, make sure to check in. Make sure that you are doing what you need to have a healthy life. And especially if you're married, make sure that you get buy-in. I think that's the main point that I would want you to take away from this video, is that if your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend isn't bought in, if they don't know the full extent of everything that you're going to do, then you need to sit them down. You need to say, hey, I love you. I want to start a business. This is how many hours it's going to take. This is how many resources it's going to take. This is how long I'm going to give it until I decide that it's a success or a failure. And it's, you know, it's going to be hard. Are you okay with that? Like, can I have your okay to move forward? You need to get buy-in from the ones that you love before you start a business, because horrible stuff like finding out that you really do have a special needs kid, that has to have its place. You know, it needs to, the person that you are communicating with needs to understand that when horrible things happen, that you can be available, and you need to be bought into that as well. So I'm going to work, right? And I'm hustling, starting all these businesses. My wife's starting a business, but we need to be all hands on deck. And so you're gonna have these ebb and flow cycles in your life where you need to take a little bit of time for your family. You know, the stupid deal, the sales call, it doesn't matter if Steve Wozniak calls you up and wants to build an app for you. Like, it does not matter. You have got to take care of the ones that you love first. So get buy-in and just realize that, you know, horrible stuff is gonna happen, and you can deal with it. You can get through today, you can get through tomorrow, and you can get through the next year, guaranteed. And so that's my piece for the day. And I guess the last one is just really be happy. You know, you keep smiling and do some things that you love, take care of yourself, and it'll all work out in the end.